What if the next global recession has already begun, quietly, invisibly, without warning? Would you know the signs? Would anyone tell you the truth? Every crisis in history had a moment just like this, where everything still looked normal on the surface, but underneath, the pressure was building. Today, the headlines still brag about rising stock markets and AI-driven innovation. Politicians pat themselves on the back for beating inflation, but look around. Does anything actually feel better? Are your groceries cheaper? Is your rent lower? Is your job truly safe? Because for millions, the answer is no. And here's the terrifying part. The storm isn't coming. It's already here. Over 350 US companies have filed for bankruptcy this year alone, more than during the pandemic. Corporate debt is exploding, banks are quietly cutting jobs, and as interest rates remain stubbornly high, a debt time bomb is ticking beneath the surface. Remember all those cheap loans businesses took during COVID at 0% interest? They're now being refinanced at 7%, 9%, even 12%, and it's breaking them. The cracks are starting to show. Layoffs in tech, mortgage defaults in middle-class suburbs, a commercial real estate market that's teetering on collapse. Have you noticed the for lease signs filling your downtown office towers? And that's just America. China, the world's second-largest economy, is facing the biggest real estate collapse in its history. Ghost cities are turning into ghost economies. Youth unemployment is so high they stopped publishing the numbers. Europe is entering a stagflation nightmare. Germany's economy is shrinking. The UK is balancing on a knife's edge of inflation and debt. Meanwhile, governments worldwide are borrowing like drunken gamblers, betting they can print their way out of the mess. But can they? Or will this be the moment history looks back on and says, this is where it all cracked? Ask yourself, why are central banks stockpiling gold at record levels? Why are billionaires suddenly talking about farmland, bunkers, and hard assets? Why are countries like China and India dumping US treasuries and building trade systems without the dollar? What do they know that we don't? This isn't fear-mongering, it's pattern recognition. In 2007, the signs were there. Banks were collapsing, markets were jittery, but the mainstream said everything was fine, until it wasn't. In 2020, no one predicted a pandemic would trigger the fastest economic collapse since the Great Depression. And now in 2025, with inflation still lingering, debt at all-time highs, wars disrupting trade, and currencies being challenged from all sides, we may be heading towards something far bigger than a mild recession. This could be the great economic reset of our generation. The question is, are you watching closely, or are you being distracted by social media, by celebrity scandals, by shiny distractions meant to keep you from asking the real questions? Will your savings survive another crash? Is your job recession-proof? Do you have assets that lose value or ones that grow when chaos hits? Are you ready for a world where banks may freeze withdrawals, currencies may shift overnight, and the rules of money are rewritten in real time? Because the rules are being rewritten. Stablecoins are rising. CBDCs are on the horizon. The dollar is being challenged, and the old financial system is being stretched to its limits. The next recession won't just be about lost jobs. It'll be about who owns what, who controls money, and who saw it coming. You can choose to ignore it, or you can prepare. Because this isn't just another dip in the cycle, this may be the beginning of a financial era unlike anything we've seen before. Stay ahead of the curve. Subscribe for no BS financial analysis, real-time global updates, and strategies to protect what's yours before it's too late. Because the next crash won't wait for permission. It's already knocking.